Hey friends, so it is January 12th and I figured I would give you a little update on fitness, nutrition, what I'm doing for the new year, and how I'm going to incorporate fitness into everything, and the changes that I'm going to be making to try and get to a much more lean place that I'm comfortable with and that nutritionally I feel really good. So that's what I figured I would talk about today. I didn't really write anything down, so this could be a little rambly, we will see. So first things first, the one new thing that has happened is that I am now a Just Strong ambassador. So this is like the hoodie that I have right now. So the first new thing is that I'm now a Just Strong ambassador. Just Strong is, there's the logo right there, this is my hoodie. It's a company, a fitness apparel company that focuses on women being strong, not skinny, which is what I can get behind because I want to be strong, not skinny, and I think other women should feel that way too, because, you know, what's the use of having this really thin, frail body when you can be as strong as possible? I just, that's how I see things, so it really fits sort of my ideals. So I have a coupon code that you can use. It's NICHMCC10. You can get 10% off your order. If you go to my Instagram, I'll link it down below. Click the link, go through there, and use the coupon code and get 10% off your next order. So there, that's gone out of the way. So that's the first thing. Secondly, over the holidays, I kind of almost ate whatever I wanted. I kind of limited myself more than I normally do, because usually during the holidays I'm just like, give it all, I will eat everything. But I did limit myself, like during like Christmas dinner, I didn't eat anything that had gluten in it, and because I've, you know, like I've said before, I really think gluten is not a good thing for me. One day I will get blood work, but for now, I'll just avoid it. It's not that difficult. So I didn't eat anything, like I didn't eat any stuffing, I didn't have any bread, didn't have, you know, anything like that. And I avoided potatoes as well because I know that they do make me feel like bloated and kind of gross. I did eat a lot of sweets though. I did do that, which I shouldn't have because that stuff has gluten in it. But in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm eating gluten in the sweets. I might as well avoid it where I can. So if I just don't eat it at Christmas dinner, then I didn't eat as much gluten. So like, yeah, but that, my body did not agree. So I've been having ridiculous acne. My face is just starting to clear up now because it's been a couple of weeks. But my chest acne is like out of control. It's not out of control. I'm over exaggerating. It's more than I would like it to be, and it came back. So we decided that for the new year, we're going back to the carnivore diet. So I've eaten nothing but meat all week. It's a really good reset for me. So that's what we've decided to do for the foreseeable future. Again, like I've said before, I would never recommend that somebody just do that willy-nilly. I don't think it's a good idea to just cut out everything but meat. The only thing I'm having other than meat would be my coffee. I have almond milk that I put in my coffee. It's an unsweetened, there's still no sugar. But that's what I've decided to do for the time being. The third thing that is relatively new-ish this year that I'm trying is a different workout split, which is not something I've done in years. So the split that I'm doing now, it's still kind of like a legs, chest sort of thing, but what we've done is we've taken back from leg day and given it to chest day. And we've added some triceps to leg day. So we just kind of switched it up a little bit. It's really good to switch up your split if you're doing a split because you want to keep your body guessing as much as possible, because that's how you avoid plateaus as much as you can, is keeping your body guessing. So that's what we've done for that, and I think it's working because my legs are really sore lately after work, like after leg day. I'm feeling it, which I haven't felt it in a long time, so that's really good. And we've also changed, we usually do flat bench, but we've changed to incline, so like we've made some adjustments to kind of keep things moving forward, along with going on only meat for a while to kind of, I want to try reintroducing foods again, but I have to do the elimination first, and because I don't really know what's okay and what's not okay, like sweet potatoes seem okay and that kind of thing. But because I don't have like a definitive, okay, this definitely hurts my system, this is not good for me, I don't have that definite for sure feeling about, I don't have that definite for sure feeling about any particular thing other than like tomatoes. I know they give me acid reflux. Like that's the only thing that I really know is not good. So I wanted to start again anew and try and eliminate everything again, and then, you know, square one, basically. It's a really long-winded explanation. I'm starting again from square one while adding in more intense workouts. So I will link actual scientific information down below about this next thing that I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to try to explain it to the best of my ability. I am not good at it. I am not an expert in it. I know a little bit. I know enough to get by, but by no means do I know enough to really teach anyone. But so you have, there's this whole equation to it, and I haven't done it yet. I really shouldn't, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I hope next time I upload I will have more of like numbers available for me. You have your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories your body needs to survive. Like if you simply lay on the couch all day and do nothing, this is what your body needs to exist, to breathe, to pump blood, to just to exist. It's different for everyone because you're a different sized body. If you're a bigger human, you're going to need more calories. That's just how our bodies work. So if your basal metabolic rate, that's the amount of calories you need to exist. Then you have, you know, your spontaneous activity that's unplanned throughout the day, like you walk your dog, or you know, if you're acting silly and dancing around, like that's going to use more calories than it would if you're just sitting still. So basically what I'm trying to explain is this equation that you can use to calculate how many calories your specific body, to a certain extent, I mean it's not going to be perfect, but to a certain extent what your specific body size is going to need to survive, plus what you're eating, and then your activity, like you're gymming, like your regular plan, this is your activity, and then your spontaneous unplanned activity, like taking your dog for a walk, or, you know, you're dancing around the room, that uses more calories than you would have originally used had you just sat on the couch all day. Hi, it's Later Nicole, and I'm editing this video right now, and I'm realizing that I jumped around a lot and didn't really explain myself very well. So I'd just like to interject here to explain that I had been talking about your basal metabolic rate, which is your existence calories, the calories you need to survive. So the calculator that I brought up is only calculating what you need to survive. Then NEAT is an exertion of energy throughout the day for doing things other than sitting around and you know, doing nothing. It's like walking your dog, like I said before, and then your exercise, your planned exercise, like going to the gym, sweating, working out, purposeful, planned exercise where you intend to sweat and get stronger. So I was talking about this because this is an entire equation to figure out what you're doing. It's like a balance equation where you have your basal metabolic rate on one side, then you have, so that's like the amount of calories you have to eat to exist. And then you have on the other side your NEAT and your exercise, which is an expulsion of calories throughout the day other than what your basal metabolic rate is. So then you can figure out the amount of calories you can eat per day to maintain your body weight, or, you know, ramp up the exercise and reduce the calories, but never below your BMR, because that's what you need to survive. I realize now that I was not very articulate or gathered. This is what we get when, you know, I don't write down what I'm going to talk about and try and talk about things in a sequence. So I just wanted to explain that is hard to understand because I'm inarticulate, not because you don't understand it. BMR, what I'm calculating on the screen. NEAT is an expulsion of calories through spontaneous exercise that is unplanned, like dancing around your living room, and your exercise, which is going to the gym to sweat or going for a run to sweat. So that, I just wanted to make sure that that was a little bit less fuzzy, maybe clear as mud. I don't know. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, let's see how this calculator works. I just spontaneously found it, and I'm very curious as to what mine is, so let's try this. So, I'm going to calculate my basal metabolic rate. Wow, that's hard to say sometimes. So gender, female, height 5'3", weight 163, I think the last time I weighed myself, and I'm 26. So according to this, my basal metabolic rate is 1,538 calories. So that's what I need to simply survive. Now that could be, that's very general. This calculator I find is very general because it's not asking my activity level or my body fat percentage or anything like that. If you take into account your basic, like your body fat percentage and like your muscle percentage, those sorts of things will change what your body uses to survive throughout the day. So I know, I don't remember the names of the calculations, but there's two different calculations for this. This one does not take into account your body fat percentage, which will change that number. That number seems high to me, but I mean, I don't really count calories very often because I personally get really obsessed with numbers and upset if I go over, and like my relationship with food is very bad, so I don't count right now. It's something that I'm working towards. I just sort of try to eat intuitively, and like I know what's in most foods calorically, so I can kind of guess without really putting in the numbers and getting too obsessed with it. So 1,538 calories. It says, note, these calculations are based on averages and provided by Welltech Solutions. Calculators are appropriate for healthy, non-pregnant adults 19 and older. Athletes may require a higher caloric intake to maintain their current weight. That's it right there. So I work out 5 days a week, so I may need more than what it's saying here. Now, the fun part of this is that 1,538 calories sounds insane if you're someone who has ever used MyFitnessPal, because let me tell you, I use MyFitnessPal for on and off probably 2 or 3 years, and every single freaking time I put in my information in there and my goals and did the whole setup thing that they have on that app, it always told me I had to eat 1,200 calories or less a day to lose weight, and that is freaking insane. And 1,200 calories is not enough. Like, it's just not enough unless you're a really tiny person. Me, at 5'3", that is not enough. It's not enough calories. And I used to think that that was like the most calories I could eat in a day to be healthy, and if I ate more than that, then I failed. And like, I understood to a certain extent that if I exercised, then, you know, that number would increase because I burned calories to exercise. But in my mind at the time, I wanted to lose weight. And so the idea was to exercise to burn more so that you would lose weight faster and still eat less, which makes no sense because the more you exercise, the more food you're gonna need. That's just what it is. You eat in a deficit to lose weight, but you can't go insane and crazy and eat 1,200 calories a day because you will starve. And your metabolism will get lazy and adapt to survive on 1,200 calories a day, and you'll just have to continue to eat less and less calories until you're not eating anything, you have an eating disorder, and it just spirals out of control, and it's just a bad thing. So, back off of that rant, 1,500 calories a day is ish appropriate for someone my size, which is something that younger Nicole never would have believed because of MyFitnessPal. I encourage none of you to ever use it. It is just a toxic thing. Go lay down. Or Freya, she needs attention all the time, if you can't tell. So if you're gonna start looking into your caloric intake and try and figure out what it is that you need to do to get stronger or lose weight or gain weight or whatever it is that you're gonna do, don't use MyFitnessPal. It's not gonna work for you. In my experience, it's horrible. Try and find a calculator online, do some research, figure out that equation that I keep mentioning and forgetting. This was really easy to find. I just Googled basal metabolic rate calculator and this came up, and it was like the second result. So, you know, you can find something a little bit more realistic. And if you don't want to count calories like myself, something else I could suggest is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is when you specifically don't eat for a certain period of time throughout the day, usually when you're sleeping, because obviously you can't eat while you're sleeping, and then you have a specific eating window. This is a very healthy thing to do as long as you do it right, and it's only going to benefit you. So a 16-8 split is what I would suggest for anyone starting out. So you have an 8-hour eating window and then a 16-hour fasting window. And basically, how that can be helpful in a number of ways. Again, I will link some things below that, you know, explain it a little bit more scientifically in a little more detail than what I am saying. I understand the information, but regurgitating it is difficult. So how it can help you lose weight without counting calories is that you have, a restricted eating window. So you're going to be eating less because you have less amount of time throughout the day that you can eat. So you're not going to stuff yourself. You're going to eat until you're satiated, and then you're going to move on with your life. And then when you're out of your eating window, you're fasting, and you're not eating, so you've eaten less calories. And it's a healthy way to do it as long as you're going at it with a healthy frame of mind. And you have to watch yourself and make sure you're not developing any sort of binge eating disorders or anything like that. As soon as you do, stop it, focus on your mental health, and ignore trying to lose, gain weight or get lean. Ignore that if you notice any sort of eating disorder developing, because that's not a solution to anything. So basically, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to eating meat. Again, I don't suggest that for anyone. I really don't. I have a lot of autoimmune disorders, and this is something that's helped me. I haven't taken medication since September. I did have to take some medication over the holidays because I was eating things I shouldn't have been eating. And I had a protein bar the other day because we didn't have any food after the holidays because we didn't get to the grocery store, and I got really bad acid reflux. So I know for me, restricted eating is probably how it's going to have to go. So that's what I've been up to. That's how, my holidays were really great. I didn't limit myself. I didn't, beat myself up for eating a lot of bad food. I had fun. I did my thing. I ate what I wanted to a certain extent that I could. And I really enjoyed myself. And I hope you had a great holiday. Why don't you tell me how your holidays were, and let me know how you handle the strange binge eating that we do during the holidays, which I find is an interesting part of culture, but I don't mind it because once a year having a lot of fun with food isn't against, anything. I don't have anything against it, right? So I think maybe I might start doing, vlogs, maybe at the gym. I'm not really sure. I'm not super comfortable taking my camera to the gym and setting it up and having everyone watch me record myself in the gym. Not really into that. But I just really like talking about fitness, and I really like talking about health and what I'm doing, and I just want to talk to others about what they're doing and how they're handling their fitness. And I want to maybe, if I can, motivate people to get started on their fitness journey if they're having a hard time getting going. So if you have any questions, or if you just want to share your fitness journey with me, please do in the comments down below. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. I'm not going to tell you any crazy things about, whatever. If I don't know, I don't know. I will find the answer somehow, but I'm not just going to spout random stuff that doesn't make any sense or isn't scientifically backed, because I'm really big on the scientifically backed part. And I'm always open for any communication whatsoever about fitness and health, because I really find it very interesting. I really enjoy it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!